In this video, I'm going to talk about blocking unmanaged customization in an environment. This is a new feature. This is in preview, so it is currently not suited to be used in the production environment. However, this feature would be made generally available soon. Now, what does this feature mean? So, this feature, as the name suggests, it means unmanaged customization gets blocked in an environment if you set this setting. Now, what is an unmanaged customization? Now, unmanaged customization resides at the top layer for any component within the Power Platform environment. Now, unmanaged customization defines basically the runtime behavior of the component. So, how we have is we have a hierarchy. Basically, we have a system solution, we have a managed solution within that, and then we have an unmanaged solution. Now, unmanaged layer basically defines the runtime behavior of that specific component. Now, why this feature is of most use? Because this feature will be more helpful in the production environment. Now, I have seen, in my entire 20 years of experience, that people usually, when they deploy the solution from one environment to another, they deploy from dev to test to prod. Okay, so that's a general scenario. Now, whatever change you want to make or whatever customization you want to make, just make it in the dev environment, and you just deploy the managed solution into the test, and once it passes the test, pass that managed solution to the production environment, but do not touch anything in the production environment. However, I have seen people editing production environment directly by either editing the flow or editing the configuration, which is not good from an ALM practice perspective. Because if you edit something in the production environment, it will create an unmanaged layer, and the next time when you deploy the solution, you may not be able to deploy that solution. Okay, so production environment should be only deployed using the ALM practice only. Okay, and it should only have managed solutions. Unmanaged solution is a big no for a production environment for most of the time. Now, if you understand the entire solution layering of Power Platform, this is how it is placed. Now, in the bottom, you will see manage layers. So, Microsoft provides a set of solution which is a managed solution, and that's usually called as a system solution, which is basically like kind of like a plumbing and basically a schematic structure for the entire Power Platform for your solution to be provisioned or authored. Now you can have various managed solution within that managed layers, like you can have managed solution 1 2 till n. Okay, now managed solution basically contains a solution which cannot be edited in the environment. Now this can be your own managed solution, like your proprietary, or it can be from an ISV, or it can be from Microsoft or Microsoft subteams. On top of it, you will see an unmanaged layer. So all the unmanaged customization, usually for a development environment, if you are authoring some solution, then you basically create an unmanaged layer. You develop the solution, you create the table, you create a flow, you create an application, and then once you are satisfied with the deployment, you deploy that solution as a managed solution into the test or UAT or prod environment. Now, above unmanaged layer, there is a runtime behavior. Now, here you can even dictate what you want to see when the application actually runs. So, that's what this block is all about. This is runtime behavior, what gets rendered. So, you can use various scriptings as well to define the runtime behavior. Now, this is how the structure is: managed layer, unmanaged layer, runtime behavior. Now, if you're deploying the solution from dev to test to prod, make sure that anything which is in dev can be a managed or an unmanaged solution, but anything which is in test, UAT, or prod should be a managed solution until and unless there is a bare need for you to edit some properties within the application. Now, that can also be done using managed properties. Now, from a solution perspective, what's provided within the current feature set is unmanaged solution. If you start deploying in the production environment, and if it is marked to yes, block unmanaged solution setting, then there are some set of component which is blocked, like importing of unmanaged solution, also creation of apps, creation of tables, creation of forms for tables, creation of views, adding unmanaged changes to the existing managed component. Now, when you deploy a managed solution, quite possible that you may want to configure some properties, or maybe you want to extend that solution. At that time, managed properties comes into picture. Now, what does that managed property does is it allows you to configure some parameters. Now, there are some settings which you cannot block using the unmanaged solution, like environment variable changes, or playing around with power automate flows, like turning the flows on or off, running the power automate flows, weaving the power automate flow runs, or creation and export of unmanaged solution from the production environment. So that is not blocked. Now, those are some sort of limitation within the current feature set. However, in the near future, those all things will be taken care of. Now, how to enable this? You need to go into the environment, go to the features using Power Platform Admin Center for a specific environment, and turn on the switch. The moment you turn on the switch, it clearly mentioned that Dataverse will block unmanaged customizations in the environment. Importing the solution. So what happens once you block the solution? So if you block the import of a solution, then even if you try to import a solution in the production environment, it will start throwing you this error. It says this environment doesn't allow one managed customization. This was a choice made by your admin. So it's always a good practice, and I would say it is like one of the governance thing you need to implement within your production environment if you want to make your production environment look very clean. Now, when you deploy a managed solution, there are some properties. If you set the managed properties and if you allow customization, then you can technically change the display name of a table, or you can create a column within the table, or you can create a new form or new charts or new views. You can create that within the within the specific environment if you set allow customization to on. However, if you set this property, if you set allow unblocked unblocked customization to be set to true, then you will not be able to do anything with regards to managed property. So as an example over here, I have enabled the unblock customization feature in production environment, and with the help of managed property, I have mentioned these settings. Now here, if I try to create a new column in the production environment with the settings turned on, still I will not be able to create that column. So this I'm going to demonstrate that. So before that, let me show you how the environment looks like in my tenant. So here I have various environment. Now let me go show you the dev environment. So this is Girish dev environment, whereby I will create all my solutions over here. So in this dev environment, if I navigate to the settings and if I navigate to the feature here, the dev environment, make sure that every time in dev environment, if you navigate to the feature here, if you just scroll down here, you will see one setting called as block unmanaged customization. Okay. Now here, what you need to do is, like, you need to keep this turned off in the dev environment. Okay, because we want people to make changes over here. We want people to upload unmanaged customization, so that's fine. Okay, in the dev environment. However, if you navigate to your production environment, then make sure that if you want to keep your production environment clean, then navigate to the production environment, go to the settings, go to the features, and within features, just turn on block unmanaged customization, and make sure on the in the bottom click on save button to make that changes also. Now what we have done in the dev environment, the block unmanaged customization is off. However, in production we have block unmanaged customization on. Now what we are going to do, we are going to go to make.powerapps.com, and maybe we'll create a simple solution. Okay, and that solution will just have one table and maybe one flow, and then we'll try to export that. Okay, so I have this I'm Girish dev environment. I'm going to go to the solution, and then I'm going to create one solution, and let me call it as 8 May solution. So So this is one solution, 8 May 2024. And I'll select the publisher and I'll click on create. Now within the solution, I'm going to add various objects. So I'll just say add existing application. So let me add one model driven app. So maybe, uh, let me see if I have an app. So I have this world app. So I'm going to add this world app. And also I will add existing table, which is, let me see if I have a car table, and I'll click on next and I'll just include all objects and I'll click on add. Now I've added one model driven app, one table, and the component library which comes as a part of this model driven app. Now this is my solution. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to export the solution. Now remember the feature which we are exploring over here, it says block unmanaged customization. Dataverse will block unmanaged customization in the environment. So you can deploy managed solution within your production environment. However, if you try to export the solution, so if I have the solution and if I click on export and if I'll click on next and I'll export as unmanaged solution. So let's assume this is that version number and I'll click on export. So what it will do, it will try exporting the unmanaged solution, and then I'll get that zip file and then I'll try to import that in my production environment. Now, till the time it is exporting, let me show you one documentation from Microsoft. Now, here we have seen what is an unmanaged customization, how you block unmanaged customization in your environment. Now, this is a preview feature. So, preview features aren't meant for production use, but over a period of time, this may turn into GA. Now, there are a couple of known limitations which I explained to you within the slide deck. Now, there are some other functionality. If you see over here, if you must use one of the below apps or features in an environment where block unmanaged customization is enabled, we recommend you disable the setting during preview. Now, what are the limitations is these many. So let me zoom my screen and show it to you. The first one, if you see a Power Automate desktop flow, hosted machine groups doesn't work. Then we have automatic record creation for, say, Dynamics 365 customer service application. So whereby we create automatic record creation using cases. So activation, deactivation, and editing doesn't work. Then there are other functionality like sales accelerator, field service mobile, connected field service or field service. So those all things are currently not supported. And if you see over here, data flows as well, like creation of new data flow, republishing an existing data flow, those all things doesn't work. And if you just scroll down, you will see a couple of items with regards to omni-channel and Dynamics 365 customer insights, which is like a marketing application, and service level agreement. So these all things currently is not supported. This is one of the, these are some set of limitation which you need to keep in mind. Now, if you see over here, my solution has already been exported. Let me click on download, and then it will download this solution in download folder. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch back to the production environment. So I'll go to make.powerapps.com, and this time I'll change the environment from Girish Dev to Girish Prod. Here, remember, we have turned off. So we have turned on blocking the manage unmanaged customization. So I'm in Girish Prod environment. I'll go to the solution and I'll try to import the solution, and I'll select that unmanaged solution which we have deployed, and I'll click on next. The moment I click on next, here you will see this error. Let me zoom this error. This says this environment does not allow unmanaged customization. This was a choice made by your admin and certain actions won't be available. So that means anyone tampering your production environment will get blocked if they start importing those unmanaged solutions within the environment. So that's one of the governance feature which you need to set once this product goes live. That is one. And second thing, so I'll just close this panel. And now this is about unmanaged solution. Now what about managed solution? Now in this solution, there are various managed solution which I have deployed long back. Now, one of the solution which I deployed was like say world solution over here. Now, world solution had various items over here, like it had account table, it has a contact table, and it has sitemap, choice table, and all those things. Now, if you see over here, this world table, which is like a table over here. Now, if I select this three dots, and if I go to advanced, and if I click on managed properties, now here if you closely watch managed property, now what a managed property is, managed property allows you to make some configurational changes if the solution is a managed solution. Now, what are the configuration changes, like the customization which you can do? Or you can change the display name, you can add new columns, you can add new forms, you can add new charts in the production environment. Now, let's see if that is possible. Now, it says we can create new forms or new columns can be created. So, here, if I go to world over here, then it says you cannot directly edit the object within a managed solution. Okay. So, that means you will not be able to make those changes within the application. If I go to account or contact or any other entity, I will not be able to make further modification within this solution. I, I do not have an option to create a column, right? Now, if I go to the solution over here, so if I navigate to another solution, say take for example, if I go to say top 1000 SP, let's go into another solution, and I have various table over here. So companies table is one. So again, if I go into this table and click on advanced and go to manage property, it allows customization of various properties. But the moment I navigate to this particular table, then it will not allow me to make those changes. So, like this, with the help of blocking unmanaged customization, you have secured your production environment so that no unnecessary tampering of the solution file happens within the production environment, and all the development are routed back to the dev environment. So production environment is just for the published version, it is not for development, it is not for customization. So it will just house the solution which you have passed through the application lifecycle management process. So that's it, folks. This is all about blocking unmanaged customization in Power Platform. Thanks for watching.